Hey guys, what's happening, everybody? How's it going? I'm Scott Wiener. I'm going to be moderating this year panel with two of my most favorite lovelies on the planet, Nicole Russell and Mike Houck. How y'all doing today?
Great.
What's up, Scott?
Everything's up. Everything's up. I love it. We got Mike in the kitchen framed by some pizza boxes. We got Nicole in your kitchen at home here. And oh, wow, you are really in the thick of it, Mike. So real quick background, just in case anybody doesn't know who both of you are. Why don't you give us a quick intro, tell us about your pizzeria. Start with Nicole.
Hi, my name is Nicole Russell. I'm the owner and founder of Last Dragon Pizza right here in the Rockaways, New York. And I'm the girl that was crazy enough to start doing pizza from my house and eventually started selling pizza from my house nationwide. How you doing?
Awesome. Love it. And when you sell pizza nationwide, how is that? That's shipped and frozen, right?
Shipping, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Mike, what about you? Tell us about Mike.
My name is Mike Houck. I'm the founder and owner of Tony Baloney's. We started in Atlantic City in 2009, serving frozen shit to construction workers. And basically, after about a year in the business, I said, this sucks. I don't want to serve frozen shit to people. And I never worked in a restaurant before. And I shut the place down, I rebranded, and I went through all my recipes. I did everything from scratch. And now we have 4 stores, a few food trucks, a farmer's market business. We harvest olive oil in Sicily every October and November. And we ship food nationwide.
I love it.
And I love pizza.
Yeah, right. And it's beyond pizza. I mean, you do sandwiches, you do all kinds of stuff.
Tons of wacky stuff. Anything basically that I like to eat. And that brings me happiness or joy. And I grew up with, 2 grandmothers that were very driven by, stuffing my face constantly. So between those 2 things, it drove me to make food that I actually want to eat.
I love what you just said about you make what you want to make, and you mentioned joy. Like, these are kind of key components that I think sometimes people forget about when running a restaurant because bills are jumping at you. And the bottom line is pretty important. So since this is a marketing panel and we've selected the 2 of you because you're at very different ends of sort of the part of the restaurant career, Nicole is really making a big transition right now to brick and mortar, where she's already done a ton of marketing for herself. But then Mike, as you mentioned, you've got 4 locations, the phone's ringing off the hook in the background, people streaming in. The thing that I think we really need to start with here is an early question for you within the process here, and that's the names of your pizzerias. I want to hit on that for a second because back in the day, it used to be the pizzerias were just referred to by the name of the owner. And Mike, your place sort of has a possessive quality. Tony Baloney's, clearly that's not your name. And then Nicole, your Last Dragon Pizza. Can you just tell me, how did you choose the name of the pizzeria, and what do you hope that name conveys to people in terms of marketing the business? And let's start with Nicole again.
Okay, so basically, I started making pizza as a fluke, right? And I started making pizza to kind of like bond with my sister that was going through some stuff at the time. And, like Mike, I one day was just making pizza and handed it over to a construction worker. And that's how it started to become a business. So when I was thinking of a name, my sister took me as a little girl to go see The Last Dragon. And in the movie The Last Dragon, there's a Black family that was ridiculed for making pizza. So it kind of like struck a nerve with me. And it was our favorite movie. And then coincidentally, the Bruce Leroy in The Last Dragon is on a quest to become the last dragon to get to the ultimate level of martial arts. And me being self-taught, I'm on a quest to become the last dragon of pizza. Like, I want to hone my skills to the point where I'm a top world international pizza maker. So why not? I want to become the last dragon of pizza.
And what do you hope that message sends to potential customers?
It sends what I would like to convey is that it's about what I love about the pizza business and making pizza in general is you're never satisfied. You always are learning. I meet people like John Arena who's been doing pizza for over 30, 40 years, but he's still not satisfied. He's still going, he's still making dough, he's still practicing. And I just feel so lucky to stumble on something that I can continue for the rest of my life.
That's cool. That's a cool message. Mike, what about you? Who is Tony Baloney?
So when people come in the shop and they usually come in, they say, hey, where's Tony at? And I say, oh, you didn't hear? He's in jail again. Or he's on his yacht in Sicily. And most times they're like, oh yeah, I've been on that yacht before. You know, I'm standing right there. But essentially when I opened Tony Baloney's, it was like a fun play on an otherwise kind of hardcore Italian, pizzeria. But I'm like 1/8 Italian. And growing up, my great-great-grandfather called my grandfather, who called my father Tony Baloney, which means like a mischievous, naughty little boy. So I call my kids that. And if you watch movies from the 50s, the father walks in, horn-rimmed glasses, pipe in his mouth, newspaper in his arm, briefcase in his hand. Hey, you little Tony Baloney, just get upstairs and wash your face. Oh, come on, Paul. I want you to leave it to Beaver. I don't know, whatever. Gives him a spank, go upstairs. It means like naughty little boy. And when I opened Tony Baloney's, it's one of those things that I'm not hardcore Italian. How come you don't do veal parmesan? What kind of self-respecting Italian? I'm like, yeah, I'm not really that Italian, actually. I'm also Jewish. So I'm not that place. And from there, I said, you know what? Let's get creative with it. Tony Baloney's about fun with the brand. We don't have any boundaries. We don't have to be this Italian place. We don't have to be whatever. We can do whatever we want. We want to do tacos on pizza. We want to do a massive short rib bone-in bologna Rex. We wanted whatever. And I wanted to translate the customers. So when customers came in, they didn't feel pigeonholed in it. They didn't expect maybe something like a plain cheese pizza or traditional cheese pizza. We don't really do that. I know people judge on that. If you can't get a cheese pie right, you're garbage. I don't know. I think we A, do it right, but B, that's not really our concern or focus. We want to get all those elements down, have fun with it, get creative with it, do it from scratch. We want a customer to leave and literally be like, oh, this shit was slamming. Oh, this is the fucking best sub or pizza or whatever. That's what I want to translate through. It's got to be fun.
Well, you definitely convey fun. Obviously, the name Tony Baloney, it's fun to say. Like, that's part of it. And I love the idea of the twist on if your place was just called Tony's, people would expect that veal parm. Tony Baloney's suddenly is different.
So you have had pizza owners in the past come to us and threaten my life and tell me they're going to murder me and put me in the ground because I'm making fun of Tony. And I'm like, yo, listen, relax. We're having fun with shit. I'm not trying to steal recipes. I do my own thing. I didn't even know how to make pizza before I started. I did it myself. I figured it out myself. I still to this day am doing that. But more importantly, it's fun. We're having fun doing this. You got to like what you do. And for Tony Baloney's, especially for the brand, we want to have fun with it. We want everyone to get excited about it. And when they come in, we don't want those preconceived notions of like, oh, this is hardcore, been around for 100 years. It's not us. And by the way, I like that. Those places. Love those places. You can give me the shittiest pizza on earth, and the waitress comes over talking shit to you. Hey, what do you want? Blah, blah. Oh, this is the best fucking place ever. Of dog shit, and it wouldn't matter. And I still go to those places nowadays. So.
Well, yeah, because you don't walk into every restaurant expecting the same thing. The restaurant sets your expectation intentionally or unintentionally. And then whether or not those expectations are met is how successful they are. So like, the more you like a place, the closer they've come to meeting the expectation that they've set. Right. So if that's the definition, then how do you set your expectation for your customers, and then how do you deliver on that? Like, what's your mission statement? What do you want them to expect when they show up and they want to buy your food?
I want you walking out getting fucking hurt. I want you walking out. Oh shit. Ooh, this is the best. Oh my God, I'm loving it. This is fucking great. What did I just eat? I don't know. I just had a pho Vietnamese noodle soup on a fucking sub. That was the craziest shit I ever had. It was delicious. I never even had Vietnamese food before. Now I'm gonna go eat Vietnamese food. I don't know. Stuff like that. That's what I want people to leave with. And honestly, we're not that everyday place. We're not the place that you're gonna go and get the 2 slices of a soda every single day on the lunch special. We're not the place on a Friday night that you're going to get the family value meal. And unfortunately, we make all our own mozzarella in house. We do everything from scratch, and it's tough for us to compete a lot of times with those things. And we don't want to compete with them either. I don't want to be in that game. I want to be in the game of we do what we do. We have fun doing it. People like it. And hopefully we keep doing it.
Nicole, I think you're in the same boat. I have never even thought about just having a cheese pizza from Last Dragon. When I get excited about Last Dragon, I'm thinking about like all the topping combinations that you do that are interesting, that are different. Same question I asked Mike, what is your mission statement? What do you want people to expect from Last Dragon Pizza?
Well, it's like twofold. One, I'm from New York, and when I was thinking about Last Dragon Pizza and coming up with my different pies, I was thinking about all of my favorite cuisines in New York, like Indian food. I'm Jamaican heritage, Jamaican food, Spanish food, all the different crevices of New York, right? On a New York kind of style pizza, I say New York style inspired because am I traditionally like that? New York pie, not quite, but it's inspired by that, right? So in my mission statement, I say I focus on ethnic, globally inspired pizza, but it's really more just like a taste of New York. That's what I would really say Last Dragon Pizza is. Like if you were to walk through New York, like if you were to walk and, take a walking tour of New York and stumble on different, communities and whatever, the goal is to have a little bit of everything in a pizza.
That's really cool. Yeah. And people will definitely understand that when they see your menu.
Right.
But what else do you do just in your general marketing? And of course, you've been doing this from a remote kitchen up until now. You're going to be launching a brick and mortar soon, but how do you market that idea? Is it social media, newsletter? What are the tools you're using?
It's social media driven. I come up with an idea, I place it, and I say, hey, you want to try it? And because I'm a word of mouth business, and because every time someone orders from me or join my mailing list, I have a great retention. I have retention because I'm able to just tap into that database and say, and they're able to tap into me even with a text message. I have like a text kind of business. So I'll just post it, see if it gets any likes. And then the next thing you know, boop, boop. Hey, how could I get that pizza? 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 And then based on, people's, when I see people ordering it a lot, it stays on the menu pretty much. And I think that's the best way for me to do it like this, especially not having a public business, just really testing it with my consumer base and just people that are interested with my product. And then hopefully they'll tell a friend and they'll tell a friend, and then my customer base can expand. And that happens nationwide too. So that's the great thing.
Mike, do you do the same thing when you're thinking of new menu items? Do you just toss them on Instagram and see what the reaction is?
No, I mean, I think our process is like, we were talking about this a little before. Basically, I have like a 37 line checklist for every single thing that I either onboard or I change on the menu, because there's so many processes in place between training staff in the kitchen versus educating customers versus the ingredients that we're ordering or making, and there's a lot of process to it. So for me, I like to sometimes really hash it out in my head, then really take the time to mess around with the pizza. And my first go-to is I make a pizza or a sub or whatever, and I won't eat it. I won't taste it. I want to make sure the visual's on point. I want to make sure the ingredients that we're using are honest. I want to feel those ingredients. Taste, to me, is the last thing I do. I want to see if people's reactions, our employees, anyone. And then from there, before I let the public taste it, I then start to develop those flavors and start tweaking recipes and portions, knowing that this could work on a sub or could work on a pizza. And then from there, I'll take a shot. I'll say, let's put it out there. Let's hope it works. Hope people like it. And aside from social media, which is great, it's really the customer retention and them coming back and saying, I had this bad Leroy sub with this brisket, or this week, to let my people go. It's for Passover. Let my people go with song, whatever. And it's Jewish Passover brisket on a sub with karoset. And then if not kosher, it's got the Havarti cheese, a little bit of the borscht soup, beet horseradish. It's like a Seder plate on a sub. That looks amazing. Does it all come together? It takes time to then develop those recipes. And sometimes it's not as easy as throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks on Instagram, which sometimes works for me. Most times it's like this process that I have to go through, whether it's a day long or it's a week long. just to get all the different 4 stores plus commissary, plus the 2 food trucks, plus the farmers market business, plus the shipping business that we do with Gold Belly. You know, there's like 7 different assets that all got to be on the same page. And sometimes, you know, it takes time.
Yeah, it's very different from yours and Nicole's operation. With Nicole, she can make a decision and just hit go.
Yeah.
You've got a lot more moving.
For now, right? For now.
Yeah, well, that's
all
we can talk
about. You know, I know, but I'm listening to you like, oh, wow.
Maybe you're so on point with management that you don't have to go through this rigmarole with massive amounts of processes. That's just the way my brain works, unfortunately. Right. Probably a way to get from point A to point B. But I have a very specific process, through the years that I go through. So with that being said, though, in terms of menu, and we talked about in terms of what the brand says or what things say, to me, I always base it off of, if you see an old school sign from, the 1970s and you go into a pizzeria and it's not that, it may take me a little more time to accept this product because I'm expecting something in my head. Or if it's a 1970s pizzeria and the pizza is reminiscent of something that is underproof dough and they, clearly it's not, they're throwing it together, not bad or good or just different. It doesn't hit on that same note, and you walk away a little disappointed thinking that this has been a process in place since the 1970s or whatever. And sometimes it's disappointing. So, expectation for my customers is I want them to know that whatever they're getting is homemade, that it's fun, that we're making it in-house, we care, and we want them to walk away happy. Either way, anyway. I got a sub, there wasn't enough sauce on it. I don't give a shit. You want more sauce? You want another sub? I don't care. I got a pizza and it was really well done on the bottom. It actually looked perfect. I got you. We want another pizza? Just so you know in the future, don't order, say not so well. I don't know. But the goal is I want you to be happy. Yeah. That's why we're in this business, period.
Yeah.
Yep, Mike, in one breath, you cover so many different things. It's like, I really need to take better notes right now. But you did say one thing that I want to expand upon a little bit here, is that you mentioned that fun is the big thing. And I feel like that's your brand, is that fun brand right there. Is there anything that you've done to try to convey that fell short? Anything that you've tried marketing wise that didn't work? I'm asking on behalf of Nicole because she's jumping in. Oh, right. Yeah, show me a beautiful pizza box, the Monopoly board.
Anybody use the pizza box? I don't know. There's even game pieces on it. There's game pieces on it. It comes with dye.
I love it.
Look at that of it. What do people do?
It comes with the Tony Baloney dye. But wait, so you're telling me that that's fun, but it didn't work?
I'm not saying it didn't work. It just didn't hit. This is me, and I'm stoned out of my mind, or I'm drunk as hell, and I want to have pizza. Dude, let's play this game. It talks about, getting naked and stuff. This is fun. Let's do it, right? Does everyone do it? Maybe their retention rate is 1%, 2% of people that actually utilize it with their kids.
So, it's clever.
Would you call that a failure? I don't know. It's a nice piece of art. Sure. I would like it to be more functional and people actually using it, but that would be a good example.
But a custom pizza box is a good thing to talk about right now, because Nicole, you ship pizza, but you're moving into the on-site brick and mortar. Do you have a plan to do some like physical marketing in the way of custom pizza boxes, or have you thought about that yet?
Yeah, I have thought about it. I'm still tweaking. I just finally got like 2 people on board to help me with all of that stuff, because just the overall branding, I think before I even step foot into a place, I need to just get my branding solid, so that when I'm looking at the place, that I'm going to actually have as my flagship, that it all coincides and can be cohesive brand wise of how I want to do it. Yeah, but absolutely, I want to do, customized boxes, of course. I mean, I already started some artwork with some of the characters from The Last Dragon, and just incorporate, I'm just trying to see what I want to do, because, I don't want to be so literal, like, I don't want to be like Times Square, Last Dragon pizza. I kind of want to be more of an inspiration than the actual literal translation of The Last Dragon. So we're tweaking things right now, and we're getting that together.
Yeah, how do you convey the glow on a pizza box?
I had this vision. I don't know, like I've had this vision of a sun with fire. I don't know, but this is what I've been talking about: a sun with fire in some kind of way, with Last Dragon and whatever, and the glow.
Box on the outside is very unassuming. You open up the box and under the belly.
It's like neon lights in the box that's disposable.
Well, have you seen the boxes that are metallic on the inside? So when you open it, the light does reflect and it does glow.
No, I haven't. But I have to do my homework.
I've got one within 5 feet of me somewhere.
Okay, wait. Hopefully.
Yeah, I have it on a shelf. I'll text you later.
Okay.
So, guys, we got to wrap up in a couple of minutes here, but I want to close out with a question to you about practical marketing. About everything that's going. You've been talking about social media, of course. It's all anybody can ever talk about, of course. But what about within social media? I know Instagram is something you're both active on. What about the other platforms? Where do you see things like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and all this other stuff that I don't even know about? Where do you see that fitting in your marketing mix?
Well, for food, I would say for food, I think one of the things that a lot of people get wrong, not wrong, but it's not enough, is they're constantly posting pictures of their food over and over and over. And I don't think it converts to sales necessarily. I think people, especially after COVID, they want to get a sensibility of a vibe, of an essence, of an experience. And I think that using something like TikTok can convey that sometimes a little bit better than like an Instagram or a Facebook. People are looking for more. Like, yeah, we're saturated with food, pictures. Yeah, that looks great. Is that going to make that person want to get up and actually come to your place? I don't know. But if they see a vibe, they see an experience, I feel like, and you can create that vibe and step in front of your brand and create that vibe and experience so they have an expectation, as we started the conversation with. I think that's what, practical. I think that's the way to go moving forward.
I think Nicole A is right on point with that. Just to take it a step back for a moment. I know Slice has the accelerator program, which is fucking awesome, by the way, because I know a lot of friends of mine that own pizzerias that, third generation, they're in it, but they're in it. There's no bird's eye view there. And there's things that I want to tell my friends. I can't really tell them, on the marketing side, and that Slice Accelerator program is fucking sick to be able to do stuff like that. So that's a huge thing. Mm-hmm. And then social media and traditional marketing, to me, Instagram is what it is. TikTok, which for me is hard to navigate through. There are professionals out there that do this, who we actually work with, instead of me just going on there and doing like the TikTok dance or whatever. I'm not going to do that. Not my style. But with that being said, there's all other things that we can leverage as pizzerias or restaurants that are kind of free for us to use. Call it free by way of small fee, like Slice. They do SEO. They do marketing on that side of things. They understand how to get that message out there. Sometimes to a fault, where a website pops up, Tony Baloney's best pizza on the planet.com, and it goes to Slice's website. And because it's, you got a new website? This is so interesting. Tony Baloney's best pizza in the world. I don't know, whatever it is. But they clearly know what they're doing, and they get out there to drive more sales. And, on the marketing side of things, the traditional avenues, a lot of times are becoming less and less accessible. I'm sure a lot of people here do every door direct. Like that's a proven method, except for the fact that over the years, as you know, the retention rate goes down and down and down and down, and there's more noise in the environment, in the space, because a cheese pizza is a cheese pizza is a cheese pizza. And if you don't know the brand, you're going to base it off of price, and you're going to go around the horn until you find what you like. And unfortunately, those things are not as, productive or fruitful as they used to be. So to me, Instagram is great. Facebook is great. It's a lot of noise, though. And for me, it's sometimes.
I think the new wave is less is more. Like, I'm actually planning not to get more followers and not to be on so much. I really think the new wave is less is more. Just, when you put that content out, it's just that super content, and then you step back. I think people are looking too thirsty these days. Like, they're out there just saturating. And that doesn't necessarily translate to conversions.
But there's also the fact that we're in a pandemic. A lot of people are home all the time. Their thumbs are on the screens all the
Right.
time.
Right.
But your marketing that you're both doing is long-term marketing. Mike, I know you got something to say, and then we got to jump out of here. What's up?
A lot of pizzerias out there, 700 plus pizzerias signed up for this event. That's amazing. A lot of you guys are probably sitting there talking shit. Fuck this guy, Tony Baloney. Look at this shit. Tacos on pizza, fucking ramen crusted pizza. Who the fuck is this guy? I think he is, whatever it is. No, I'm nobody. I'm Tony Baloney's. We do what we do. Everyone should do what they do. Do what you do. And B, do your own shit, right? And B, have fun with it. It doesn't matter. And if you go on Instagram, one of the top videos of 2020 was a pizza coming out of the oven that was lit on fire. That was on Fuck Jerry. It was on whatever it is. Conversion-wise, people want to come in and get a pizza on fire. No, they didn't want to do that. But some did, actually, some did. But the point was is that it brought them closer to connecting the dots with our brand, to let them show up, so let us show them what we do and how we do it. Whether you like it or not, total different story. You know, we're not for everyone. We get that. And I'm sure everyone out there is not for everyone either. So, and you don't want to be for everyone. So just think about that. Have fun with it. Do your thing. I love everyone. I love fucking pizza. I would get every one of your pizzerias if I could. All 700 of you. I swear to God. You catch me out of pizzerias all day. Jersey City, Hoboken, Atlanta. I don't care. I just fucking love pizza. And I love Nicole's pizza. I love Scout.
Thank you, darling.
And I love Slice and all they do for pizza.
I love Slice too. And Slice, and I want to say one more thing. I was in my house and Slice made me one of the pizzerias on their thing as a home business, a home word of mouth business. Slice helped promote my business. So all the way from your largest to your top mom and pop, whatever, all the way to little old me. And I love Slice for that.
Awesome. Nicole Russell, Mike Houck, Last Dragon Pizza, Tony Baloney's. Thanks everyone for joining us. Back to the rest of Make by Slice.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.